It's your girl Kim, and I am here with another VSG video. This time I am here with my mom, and we are continuing the support system series videos. For those of you who may have questions about how do you communicate or get your support team involved as you're going through this process. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Now, normally she's a little nervous, so I'm just glad that she agreed to do this. If you look behind us, you could see beautiful Sitka, Alaska. We are here on a cruise, and so you all will get a little view of Alaska while we do this video. So the first question is, what did you think when I told you that I was having weight loss surgery?
The first thing I thought is she really going to do this? That was
Really?
the very first question. Is she really going to do it?
Why did you think that?
Because it's such a major step. It's such a major thing to do, and it's a very involved process. So I just thought, is she really serious about having this surgery?
Then what made you realize I was serious? I didn't know you had that thought, but what made you realize I was serious?
Because you were very concerned about your health. It wasn't so much about the weight lost. It was more about your health, being physically well and fit.
Yeah. But did you have any nervousness or anxiety or fear or concern about me actually having the surgery?
I didn't have any anxiety or fear, but I did have concern. I mean, you can have concern about surgery in general. So I did have concern about the surgery from the perspective of the health issues that you had. As far as the healing process, that was a concern.
So I am a delicate flower, is
Right.
what I would say. So when it comes to healing of things prior to surgery, if a doctor said it'll take a week to heal, it will take me like 2 weeks, like longer to heal from things. I don't respond to medications the way I guess normal people respond. Like if there was side effects of a medication, I would experience all of the adverse side effects or like have a reaction to it. So I guess I understand from that point of view. One of the things you did tell me was to make sure that my doctors knew that I was a delicate flower.
Right. That's what I was getting ready to mention, that I wanted you to tell the doctor that you were not like their normal patient. That they had to look at you a little differently. And that's what I wanted you to tell the doctor, but I don't know if you told them that.
I did tell the doctor that.
Okay.
But it's hard to explain to the doctor because there's nothing in my medical background that would suggest that I would have adverse reactions to medications or that my healing would take longer. It just, I don't know, God just made me this way. He made me high maintenance. So when I have to really explain to people to handle me with care and treat me like a sensitive patient. Like, I don't know the best. I still haven't figured out the best words to explain this to my care professionals. So how was the hospital experience? Because my mom is the one who, she brought me to the hospital. She stayed there through my surgery and stayed overnight with me. So for you being a caregiver, how was the hospital experience for you?
The hospital experience went very well. It was a nice facility. The people there were very nice and considerate, and of course they have this board there to keep you updated as to where you were in the process.
So how was it? Because they wheeled me in like pretty soon after I checked in. They sent me to the room to get prepped for surgery. I don't think I was back there that long before you came back there. And I had packed all the stuff that you don't need to pack. Because then it left my mom carrying all this stuff. We didn't even need it at all. I didn't even need my CPAP machine.
Right.
Because they connected oxygen to me. So I didn't even need to bring it.
We both overpacked.
For one night at the hospital.
For one night. I had to have help carrying the bags from the waiting area to her room when she came out of recovery. That's how much. But the staff was so nice. They helped me transport it. So the staff was very nice.
Oh, it's a little boat. You see that boat moving by there? So you all are going to get such a scenic video here. Okay, so after because you were in the room when the anesthesiologist, when they said the room was ready, I actually started my surgery a little early. They were a little early. I don't remember anything. I don't remember them even saying, "You ready to go?" I don't remember anything. I was there, and the next thing I knew, I woke up in recovery. So I don't know what happened in between time.
Right. Well, I wasn't there when I was there for like a pre-anesthesia procedure. I was there for that, and then I had to go out of the room.
Oh, okay. I remember nothing. So how long was my surgery? Do you remember?
The surgery wasn't very long. I would say 45 minutes at the most.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay. How long was I in recovery? How long was I in the recovery room?
I don't remember. You were in recovery a little bit longer, but they let me know why you were there. And I've been looking at your videos and a couple of other, and what a lot of people don't really talk about. Surgery, you're gonna experience some pain. And because Kim is a delicate flower, I think she experienced more pain than maybe the normal person, because whatever they gave her in recovery, it didn't work. So they had to give her something else. But they did let me know. They called me on the phone, and not my personal phone, but the hospital phone, to let me know that she was going to be in recovery a little bit longer because she was experiencing pain, and they wanted to manage her pain or get her pain under control before they transported her to a room.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't fully know that. All I knew was I was in recovery and I was in pain and was saying help, and they had to give me some more medicine. I didn't know that whatever they gave me didn't work.
Well, that's what I say, because evidently what they gave you at first did not work, because I think you told me that they gave you something else.
They did give me something else.
Right.
But I didn't know I was out of it. All I know was, in the best way I could, is that I was screaming for help. But it probably wasn't even a loud scream. But it was to the most that I could do because I was in pain. But after they gave me the narcotic,
right,
I was fine.
Yes.
After that.
Right. That's true.
I didn't experience much pain after
that.
Whatever that was.
Right.
I didn't even have to take pain meds when I got home. I never took any other pain medication after that. So I don't know what they did. After surgery, like, how would you say, being a caregiver, you should be an advocate for the patient in the hospital?
You just have to listen very carefully to the instructions. One of the things that they wanted you to do was to get up and walk. And the next thing they wanted you to do, they wanted you to drink a full bottle of water. Not at once. They gave you little tiny cups to pour the water in, and just to make sure that you were drinking enough water. But you on your own wanted to get up and start walking because you wanted to leave the hospital.
I didn't want to stay.
You didn't want to stay.
And the hospital was very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
But who wants to stay in the hospital? So they gave me a 16-ounce bottle of Dasani. So I had to finish that in order to go home. I had to walk by myself. I don't remember how many hours or how many times I had to walk by myself. There was a shift change that was there. You want to tell the people about my food experience?
I will. One of the things, she was on a bariatric ward. Am I saying that correctly? And they brought her seemingly the correct tray. And this is what I think really prayer comes in. You know, as an advocate, you really don't know all the questions to ask, but you do have to be observant and listen. But then prayer, you need prayer too. And they had brought her this tray, and a nurse just came by and said, she shouldn't have that. So here I am as an advocate thinking I'm doing the right thing. It looked like, I think, apple juice.
It was like apple juice
and tomato juice, tomato soup.
Yeah.
And but that wasn't what she was supposed to have.
I couldn't have any of that. The apple juice was full sugar. And I wasn't supposed to have anything. So just know when you get if you're in the hospital and you get your tray for food, that it should all be sugar-free stuff on it, which I didn't know. So I didn't end up eating anything in the hospital because I ended up getting discharged.
When I say prayer, before surgery, you know, you just pray for the doctor, the nurses, the anesthesiologist, the techs, everybody. And this nurse just happened to notice it. So to me, that was a prayer being answered, that she was alert to the food tray.
Yeah, because all of that could have messed up everything in terms of, like, if I would have had the full, which I did have some of the apple juice before I realized I didn't drink the whole thing.
But the cups were so small
that, you know, having sugar directly after surgery could have had some kind of an effect in the acid from that tomato soup, because, you know, you can get acid reflux. So all those things could have been detrimental. And you all already know I was on my period this whole time, so I had to have other support in helping me, like, get to the bathroom and do things, take care of those things.
May I say something right here? One of the things that I did ask the nurse was, because Kim was on her period and it was so heavy, I did ask her, how could you distinguish between period blood and surgery blood? And she said that you can tell the difference, that surgery blood would be darker.
You were just trying to make sure that I didn't have any, like, post-surgery bleeding or anything.
Yes.
And you didn't want them to confuse that with the bleeding that I already had going on.
Yes.
So my mom also had a notebook, and so she would write down everything. I know you wrote, like, my vitals, everything the nurses said, everything, anybody that came into the room, she wrote down their names, what they said, their times, all that kind of stuff, so that she could keep track of that information and ask the right questions. What have you learned about weight loss, either from me or from this experience?
What I learned from this experience and going through any person going through weight loss surgery, it is life-changing lifestyle change. The surgery is just one part of it. It's actually, to me, more mental. You have to have the right attitude. It can't be for vanity. You have to have just a made-up mind and a made-up constitution, because that surgery that lasted 45 minutes is going to be your life for the rest of your life if you want to maintain a healthy body and a healthy weight. So that's the main thing for me.
How do you think I have handled the last 5 months?
I think you have handled it extremely well. I mean, extremely well. Pre-surgery things, that process that you had to go through, you handled that well. Then just going through the surgery, you handled that well. And then, like I say, I think the post-surgery, you know, knowing your body now, I think you just have handled it extremely well.
What advice would you give to an advocate or a caregiver of somebody who is going through this process?
Of course, if you're an advocate for a person, you should know that person. You should know that person. So if something comes up out of the ordinary, you can speak up for them. I would say you need to listen to the professionals, listen to the doctors, listen to the nurse, listen to what they are saying, and just actually listen to see, does that make sense? I would also say read some of the instructions that they give the person. I read the instructions that they gave Kim so I could be a little familiar with, be patient, but speak up as well.
Yeah, because I couldn't always speak up for myself.
Right.
So you need someone. That's good advice.
Mm-hmm.
So we've actually been on the cruise, mm-hmm. right? So you've been able to see how I've eaten for the last 3 days.
Right.
So what have you noticed about how I eat, or how I even talk about food?
Okay. Well, prior to your surgery, you ate small portions anyway, prior to the surgery. But post surgery, your portions have been even smaller. Just even smaller. The least little bit will fill her up. And what I've noticed is you have to eat and then you have to wait, which you told me and which I read, that you needed to wait maybe 30 minutes before you drank anything. And so all of that to me is a change that you've been handling well. What I can say is that they give you normal portions, and when you don't eat all of the food, they are concerned why you aren't eating. And that to me would be annoying.
It is annoying.
That could just be annoying, and just sitting there listening, at them ask you that after every meal.
Multiple times.
Because she can only eat just a small portion. And it has made me aware too that you really don't have to have as much food as we are consuming. I think I've learned that. I think I've learned that you really do not have to eat as much food as we are consuming.
So those are some things. Thank you, Mom, for joining.
Thank you for inviting me.
Enjoy this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, see you later.